Hey guys, so today we're going to be exploring a little something different. In this case, how to fix the Tcho Tcho. All right, everyone. So I've become progressively less happy with the Tcho Tcho. I thought they were cool. I think I gave them pretty optimistic things in my reviews in the first video I did about them. And I think even in that video, by the end of it, I start second guessing myself about the value of the spellbooks. And I'm sure some of you out there love the Tcho Tcho, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with people liking the Tcho Tcho. I don't have anything against them or really even how they play. I just feel like for my group, they're always unhappy if someone, usually a new player, plays the Tcho Tcho. The Tcho Tcho might win. I'm not saying they're not powerful. Recently though, there was a fix, and it really kind of rubbed me the wrong way because the fix, or the really the nerf, let's just call it what it is, the nerf tried to address one of the core unfun things about the Tcho Tcho. And I believe that core unfun thing is that they win without interacting with anybody else. The most they interact with is they have a spell book that they can ask other players. Actually, no, they have sycophancy. When an enemy player does a ritual of annihilation, either you gain one doom or he earns one fewer doom, his choice. Effectively, the Tcho Tcho do not need to play the game. If you leave them alone, they may win, they may not win, but they don't need to do really anything. They make some gates and then they just do this cycle. And I believe the core of the cycle problem is tablets of the gods. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's talk about the nerf. I'm gonna keep calling it a nerf, and I know that certain people out there probably like, it's not a nerf. No, it's a nerf. Because what happened, and I actually glued it over my tile, so that's it. This is life, I'm living it. Every player places a free high priest at one of their gates. For each subsequent spellbook you earn, you get to place a free high priest at one of your own gates. So it used to be that you just got a high priest and you would just choose Hierophant's first turn probably, and the whole game you would effectively get an end goal of six high priests. If you have no more high priests left in your pool, instead advance Ubosathla's growth counter by 1. It's cool, except that doesn't even make any sense. The only way that even makes sense is if, well, it doesn't make sense if you have tablets of the gods. I guess it makes sense otherwise, that you wouldn't have high priests in your pool. Basically, you should always sacrifice them to power Hierophants, because I think it's better to get a high priest for free than it is to get Ubosathla's growth counter by 1. But I guess that's your choice. And maybe I'm playing it wrong because I don't like Tcho Tcho. But I do like Tcho Tcho. That's also part of the problem. I love the Tcho Tcho primitive, like evil humans. Evil? I think they're evil. Let's call them that. So this little thought experiment is going to assume that we're going to roll back Hierophants to not give everybody else a free high priest. I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know why we need this, but with my house rule, which I'm not a house rule guy to be honest, but I want to fix this faction and I want to experiment with it. So with this house rule, I'm also undoing everybody else getting a free high priest. So let's just assume that from this point forward in terms of balance. So tablets of the gods. When you perform a ritual of annihilation, receive 1 additional elder sign for each area containing a controlled gate with one of your high priests. So you might get 4, if you're doing things right, 3 gates. Tcho Tcho, 3 gates, that's what you do. And Ubasatha, that's 4 elder signs. That's 3 doom from having 3 gates, 4 elder signs from having 3 high priests. So what I would say is that that's what allows them to just surge ahead, sometimes unexpectedly if they get lucky on their elder sign draw. So it's gone. No more Talents of the Gods. Poof. All right. So what I'm replacing it with is what I'm calling Dream Quest, but the name is change it to anything. I'd love for you to comment down below what you think the name should be. At the end of any player action, this is ongoing. At the end of any player action, when a high priest occupies the same space as an enemy Great Old One, take that high priest and place him on your board and gain 1 elder sign. In the next gather power phase, return him to your pool and gain 1 power. So this is what I imagine, and I think this is cool, and I might be insane, and I could be getting sick because I'm losing my voice, who knows. What I imagine is, as a Chocho, your high priests surging across the world, trying desperately to get to Great Old Ones. So you get elder signs. They would just hop in, bloop, and now a unit that costs 3, because it gives you 1 power back, just the same as if you'd captured a unit, you can summon him back. And that's effectively it. I just think the idea of high priests chasing Great Old Ones and the Great Old Ones being afraid, they'd be afraid of the Chocho at this point, because they'd say, well, I don't want Cthulhu to get to North Atlantic. Otherwise, these stupid high priests are going to be just like hopping into the dream world and benefiting from being close to me. And you already see how the Chocho have enslaved Ubasatha with those bindings. So I like the idea of the Great Old Ones just being a little nervous around these crazy primitive humans. And you still get the Elder Signs. So the way to win with Chocho is still their high priests combined with Elder Signs. As long as you're moving around, maybe you'll actually expand a little bit to build another gate and tell people, come take the gate. I built it for you. That's cool, take it. And people be like, this is a trap. I know it's a trap. I'm a little nervous that it might be too weakening for the Chocho, because if the Great Old Ones are too far away, the Chocho running around chasing them, there isn't a good way for them to move. I mean, you spend 3 power to summon them, and then you're spending a bunch of power for them to move across, and you get 1 power back. But basically, unless you can summon them and then move them over, it's not necessarily great. But that's my idea. So I'd love to hear your idea. Again, I'm not really like a house rule guy, but maybe I'll start getting into it a little bit more, because I don't like nerfs, and I think Chocho deserve better. And I like the Great Old Ones being a little nervous. I just like the whole idea. I couldn't sleep last night. I was just thinking about this idea. So with that, tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if there's a better idea. Tell me if my idea can be improved. I'm sure it can be improved, because ideas born of no sleep probably are not going to like hatch out of the egg the best they possibly can be. But I think there's something special here, guys. So I want to know. Post down below. All right. Bye, guys.